have to be out of here by 8:30. How many people have actually done the first part of it? Couple? Okay, so finish up what you're writing now and we'll kind of move on to the next stage, which will be faster because it's fixing what you did now.
I find that plotting, like even something, I mean, you can shade even a Star Wars down to something so very basic, but there are so many little conflicts along the way.
Yeah.
And I'm not even focusing on Star Wars, I'm thinking of different.
And that's, we'll talk about story arc, and that's probably where you see those conflicts.
Yeah.
Couple of points that we made around the table is that each scene that you write has an antagonist, protagonist, and conflict. It's not always your antagonist is not always the antagonist of the story. Protagonist, sometimes they flip just for a scene. And sometimes, so Uber plotters will do this exercise for every scene in the book.
Do you have a scene?
Hmm?
Yeah. Do you have a scene handout?
Yes.
Like complete the blank slide?
No. Sorry. I actually have, this is an online course that I do that talks about how to write how to get the book out of your head. It's more in depth, but it's just me talking. And then I have a revision course. So some of the things that would be nice to touch on more deeply here is really about revision, and the plotters will be happy to hear about it now, but pencils will still be there. So I'm trying to keep everybody engaged. So does anybody want to share anything they learned as they tried to write out the conflict law? It's not as easy to do as you think. I've done this 16 times, written 16 books. I still get it wrong. So I'm currently plotting out the Quinn Larson Quest is an urban fantasy is set, and it's set up to the point where the human world becomes aware of the magical world. And that's the end of that series. And now I'm starting to plot out the book of having to deal with that. And I have had 4 tries of this. I had an epiphany the other day that the character who I really hadn't thought of as being complex enough to be the antagonist was the antagonist. So what's happened is in the first book, the element or the goddess of life and death was the Morrigan, fertility and death. And she fades out as this happens, and we get a new one, and we get Kali. And Kali isn't balanced. She isn't life and death. She's death now and life later. And I came to the realization that my druid wants to wants some harmony, wants the 2 worlds to get along, wants everybody to thrive. Kali wants everybody to die. And now I realize she's my antagonist. Because everything that she does is going to try and get in his way of trying to get some harmony. So that's the epiphany I got the other day. I haven't quite got here yet. But I was surprised as because, you know, you go, like, she's just death right now. It's like, well, yeah, but she's got some goals here. What are her goals? Well, she doesn't want to fade out like the Morrigan did. She wants to last a long time in this earth. Conflict is she can't because she's not balanced. The Morrigan was life and death. She is death now, life later, death, life. And she's afraid that if she doesn't succeed here, she is going to be shifted off into a plane of existence that's just empty. For some reason, I have this chess-playing elementals who are moving these people around. But, so she's now all of a sudden got a lot of motivation to get this going and to create a lot of problems to try and get some bloodshed.
What you're describing, this process of learning your characters, is what always stops me from writing. Because it's the, I mean, I know that's what you have to do in order to get the story out, you know, and things are going to change as you go. But man, I just end up bashing my head against the wall when I come to, like you say, an epiphany. And it's like, okay, now I have to change this, this, and this, and this, and what's going to happen later on.
So where did you end up on the Panther plotter spectrum?
I got the first block.
No, on the original thing we did, are you?
Oh, I'm a plotter,
Okay,
or
so,
I'm more a plotter, let's say.
excellent news for you, because all you have to change is that one document,
The what?
is the conflict law. So you kind of go, oh, well, this is not working out, let me change this.
Yeah,
Right? If you're a pantser, you'll get halfway through your book, you'll get 100,000 words in, and you go, oh, it's not working, I'll write the rest, I'll write another story now, and this, and then you can carve it all out when you get done.
that's generally what I do.
Plugging away at this. I get this wrong all the time. I get an unlocked conflict, and then I do my first draft, and halfway through the first draft, I lock the conflict.
Yeah,
As long as I get the antagonist and protagonist right,
okay.
it's the conflict that gets locked in my discovery writing. So discovery writing for a plotter is usually happening while they're plotting, and in the first draft. For a pantser, they are discovering their story as they